Village growers, taking it slow, planting our dreams in tiny rows. Fruits and veg where the soft wind blows. Watching little green tomorrows grow. No need to hurry, no need to prove. Just the fresh air and something new.
Welcome in everyone. I know it's been a while now. Weather, hasn't it just been glorious but crazy at the same time? Because yeah, these heat waves that we keep getting in and out of, kind of crazy. Not gonna lie, it's been a bit of a struggle, especially with the watering can and things like that as well, from where we're located, from all the taps and everything. But we did find out one thing. So we did find out that for the watering of vegetables and edible crops, so your fruits, your veggies, if you contact your water company, you can find out that you could be exempt, put it that way. So yeah, you could be exempt from the hosepipe ban, because obviously we need food to eat. So that is something from food for thought to go and check out, because yeah, when I phoned up mine and asked them and I found that out, it was quite heavenly surprised that we could do it. Excuse the hands, it's not because I've been working too hard. The eczema's come back with absolute vengeance, where it's ripping my hands to pieces. So yeah, take it easy. Doesn't help we don't have no gloves up here either, or in fact when we look down the house, we haven't even got any gloves down the house that fit us either. So yeah, we might have to try and invest in a pair of gloves. Talking about investments as well, it's coming to that time of year already. I know a lot of you are going to say this. I'm not going to say the dreaded C word, nor the word of manure. So it's getting to that point soon where potatoes are pretty much all ready to come up today in both beds. So we might be doing a little bit of a video seeing how much crop we get. We have already taken out one row of new potatoes and they were pretty damn tasty, I'm not gonna lie, they were good. So I'm hoping these main crops, the Maris Pipers or Maris Pears as some would say, how they grow. But also I believe we've got King Edwards in as well, so that'll be interesting to find out how they're doing. Dahlias have struggled. Sweet peas went absolutely crazy, to the point where I was having to come up here 8-9 o'clock at night during the heat wave and just constantly keep watering with the watering can, constantly keep picking them, taking them home. So now it got to the point where I was like, fine, I will leave them, let them go to seed. Excuse me while I take a drink. The reason why I left them is I'm going to do a little trial. So obviously they grew well in the soil conditions, but part of me is thinking, now if I harvest the seed from that crop, that potentially the next crop is going to be even better, because they're going to become from a plant that has grown hardy to the conditions of being up here. So therefore, you know, more I may have made them slightly more wind resistant, or you know, they might grow a bit thicker stem next year. You know, little things like that, that in turn could then produce a better crop year after year after year. So yeah, we're going to see how that does. The carrots that we put in way back in February, very poor result, very poor result indeed. I think out of the 2,000 we planted, we may have 20 in the 2 rows. So I have been out, I did buy different varieties, and we've put them on the other side, and I believe they were starting to come up a couple of days ago. So fingers crossed, we should have some more on that one. But the onions, they're ready to be lifted. That bed's ready to be turned over. Garlic's already lifted, already at home. So get ready to put that second pathway in between. Get that turned over, get that ready. The wild garden and the herb bed still has colour, so that's a plus. But we seem to have had a little touch of blight inside the polytunnel this year. Don't quite know what it came in on, but the marigolds have gone like a light brown, dahlia's going light brown, the other dahlia's going light brown, the cucumbers going the same way, but I think the cucumbers coming to the end of the season, so that I'm not too worried about. The 2 hanging baskets have also done it, so I'm wondering whether it's come in off of compost, because yeah, that compost, as you see, got a little bit of it here, is extremely fine, to the point where if you water it with the hanging basket, it was just falling straight through the hanging basket. I had to keep topping it up. So yeah, I won't be using that again for next year's hanging baskets. But let me get right back to you, and I'll show you the tomatoes. Right. Yeah. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. We had a coffee delivery. So, wouldn't say no to a coffee delivery? Coffee, anyone? So yeah, as I was saying before, I think these ones are the Maris Pipers. So I can see quite a few of them already. They do have a nice colour on them. So we will see if they are Maris or whether these are the King Edwards. Simply put my sugar in. Right. We'll use this one for now, and then we'll use the plant pot that is actually holding the phone up at the moment to actually put them into, and then we'll see afterwards how many potatoes did we get. Well, didn't get money out of that one. We never get more than half a dozen out of each plant. Hopefully next year we'll do better. So I mean, this ground is very dry, has been a while now. No matter how much we water it, just couldn't get it substantial enough. Get enough potato. I think we're going to get enough potatoes for tonight's dinner. That's at least. So. even if that's out of the whole lot, we will get it. We will have an evening of free potatoes. There's our first empty. Not a great deal, but better than a either blight. Put it that way. Oh well, this one might have been a better one. Yeah, I got 20 or so out of that one. So yeah, it's a hit or miss on this row, but it's not the greatest ground. We're getting ones. This is kind of like the biggest size we're getting. For a new potato kind of size, you know. Some of them you might even get away with small roasties, Hasselbanks, things like that. So yeah, there's a few things we can do with them still. And then we have to do the discussion of what do we do next on this bit, you know, because we don't do potatoes in the same area twice. So now I've got to think, okay, so we've done the potatoes there this year, can't do them there next year. So shall we obviously de-bramble it, finish off the box, fill it up with manure and cardboard, well, not even cardboard, just fill it up with manure, turn it over with the rotavator, and then maybe get some winter brassicas in. So, you know, try and get in some late Brussels, things like that in the ground, ready now for next year. Oh, this is a loose one, ladies and gents. We have finally got one. We finally got some of a decent size. So yeah, that one. That's definitely a roaster, that one. No holes. That's always a good sign. No holes, good colour. Should make a good potato. Oh, excuse me on that one, guys. Didn't mean to drop you down there. But yeah, flick you around. So yeah, this is from that first row. Obviously some of them did get eaten, but for the most part they're usable for tonight's dinner and maybe the next day or so. So yeah, that's the size pot we're using. We're about halfway, so we got a couple of days there. So yeah, we got a couple of days worth there. So that in itself is a cheers. So I'm thinking what we'll have to do is get that box ready. I'll contact the guy that I get my horse manure from, straight from the stables. Not straight from the actual stables, but you know, straight from the farm. It's about 7 or 8 years old as well. So yeah, definitely comes in handy. But if you haven't seen as well, we do also now have the TikTok channel as well, which I will need to put the link in for that in the bio, which we have already hit over 1200 on there. So hopefully some of you may have been coming over from the TikTok channel. If you have, I'm glad you finally found us, because yeah, everyone saw the work we put in at the beginning of the year. Because of the heat wave, we were forced to take a break, as well as other reasons that we will not disclose in here. But for those that are close to us, you know, you'll know what we're referring to. So yeah, it's just going to be a case of now clear. No, wrong way. It is that way. All that we'd clear that out, because there are mortar potatoes under there, which, if you remember correctly, were the ones from last year, right at the beginning of the video, right at the beginning of this channel this year, where we planted the winter potatoes that didn't grow. Well, I thought I got them all out, but clearly I did not. So we shall go and dig them up. We'll put them in a separate bag just in case. But yeah, we'll go through that. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll go through that and I'll show you what we get when we come back. See you soon.